What's good, everyone? Alex Trataros here with another Jets episode of the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast. And what means always my buddy, my coach, my pal, the man with a plan, the one and only John Meleka. But guys, before I ask John how he's doing today, quick reminder: make sure to give us a 5-star rating on that Apple podcast if that's where you listen to this podcast. And if you don't, just make sure to subscribe to all other listening platforms, whether that's Spotify, Google Play, Amazon Alexa, Stitcher, you name it. We're there.
We are there.
On top of that, please make sure to subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell on the YouTube channel, Knicks, Jets, etc. We also got Winning Picks Weekly over there. We got the NFL program and the NBA program coming out soon. Also, make sure to follow us on all social media platforms, whether that's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, John, my man, how you doing today, bro? What's going on?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. You know, the Jets are doing exactly what everyone thought they'd be doing. The Knicks are doing what everyone thought they'd be doing. But as always, I'm not surprised. My optimism has, of course, shot me in the foot. Both my teams stink, but they're exactly where they should have been, according to everyone. So here I am, man. Just another year, just another November where I just wish my teams would make it to Thanksgiving once, but here we are.
That'd be nice, especially our football team. I wish our football team would make it to Thanksgiving. That'd be a nice change of pace.
Or the Knicks in consecutive years, but we'll get to that at a different time.
The Knicks making it to Thanksgiving being a very good winning team. Not that they're not winning, you know, they're 8-7 right now, but not looking too good.
What about the 2-7 Jets?
Oh my God.
How they doing?
Yeah.
How you feeling? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm upset. All right. I'm upset. Like Drake.
Why are you upset,
right?
Man?
Let me tell you why I'm upset. Because I had to watch the New York Knickerbockers play the Orlando Magic last night and lose in spectacular fashion when we should have beaten their ass. But no,
they own us.
We decided they 2 games, we lost to them twice at home. I think that's what's even more irritating. And we're supposed to be the better team. But I went on my rant on KFTV last night, especially on Julius Randle. You know, 11 shots, 10 of them were threes. Not pretty, man. You're a power forward. You're not a shooting guard over here.
It happens to the best of us. And, you know, let's get right into it. The Jets, you know, we've been playing kind of spoiler to the big teams. You know, as you listen to other NFL teams talk about their seasons, we talk about what teams are real, what teams are not. The first thing that comes up is, but they lost to the Jets. And I'm glad we had those 2 big wins against the Titans and the Bengals. It's kind of funny right now. And here we are, man. Here we are sitting here. And of course, the week started with some controversy, right? At first, it started with the Mike White experiment, right? It officially ended. He's probably going to be a career backup for now. He probably earned himself some money, maybe not Flynn money, but he's probably earned himself some nice cash. On the other hand, we have now not only the local media and the fans, but now we have the national media questioning the front office of the Jets and the actual competency of the coaching staff. Notably, we have, I guess fan favorite at this point, you know, guy who took out his lap band back out so he could feel like himself, and boy is he himself. Sexy Rexy is out here.
When is he not himself? What's that? That's a better question.
Apparently when he took out the lap band and beat the Jets week 17 at his quote unquote Super Bowl. Best neither here nor there. We have Rex Ryan out here talking some smack about Saleh, kind of like pulling out this like funny card that's been going around. I don't know. People have been using it in like the media recently over the last couple of years, where you just like throw something out there. Like, who's comparing Rex Ryan to Rob Saleh just because they're defensive coaches and he goes to Jets? So he's like, oh, people have been comparing him to me. And then he just like went on a rant about that. So if you haven't heard, he was just basically saying that Saleh stinks. And he said, don't blame the injuries, because he had injuries too. He also talking some smack about Joe Douglas. I don't know, man. Lots of nonsense. So what do you think about the Mike White situation? How that experiment folded out, and what do you got on Saleh versus Sexy Rexy?
To start off with the Mike White situation, I mean, Dude, we covered it in the breakdown last week. It's not shocking that essentially, what was this? His third start, like second full game of the season, against a top-rated Buffalo Bills defense. Like, what were we expecting to happen out here? I wasn't expecting him to. The expectation wasn't that he'd go out there and be this elite quarterback against the Buffalo Bills. The hope was that he'd be competent enough to keep us in the game at least. And when you watch the film, he had it moving for a little bit, but at the end of the day, it was not only miscues by the offense, it was miscues by the defense. Just like when you mentioned, right? And we discussed when the Jets beat the Cincinnati Bengals, it was a complete team effort when they won. For the Buffalo Bills, it was a complete team effort that we lost. There's no way you can just, there's no way to carve it. Was Mike White bad? Yeah. Was our defense horrendous? Absolutely. Okay. Javelin Goodry just let Stephon Diggs walk right into the end zone. All around, it was a tough day because the Buffalo Bills are a playoff caliber team. Okay. This is a team that could potentially go to the AFC Championship the way that they're built. And the Jets are a rebuilding team. So what is what was the expectation out of here? Like,
well, they have the MVP of the league right now.
And that, so you keep, like, even with that, right? What was the competition? The hope was if the thing was that if all we had was just quarterback controversy, it was just fun for the league. It was like Mike White, oh my God, quarterback throws 400 yards against the best team in the NFL right now. It's just killing it out here. Goes into the Hall of Fame, and then you're like, is there a quarterback controversy? He didn't get to finish the Indianapolis Colts game because he hurt his wrist. So, but he had a decent drive before he went out. It's like, okay, if he comes back, can he do it again? And no, you're talking about the top-rated defense. I have this defense in my fantasy team, okay? They're very good. I get to watch them on an everyday. I get to watch the stats on an everyday basis. And it's like, even on red zone when the Jets aren't playing, I'm like, wow, that's a stout defense. They got two of the best corners, two of the best safeties, all around just solid defense. What is he supposed to do? If you, just as we would say for Zach Wilson, if Zach Wilson was out there, are we really going to ask if Zach Wilson was going to be much better than Mike White in this situation? No.
Okay, so you're not off on Mike White. You just think it was just a total domination by the Bills as a total organization from the top to bottom, route against the Jets, and we deserved it. So you're not out on Mike White. You think it was just going to happen no matter who was there.
I'm not out on Mike White. I'm also not saying that Mike White is our savior. I'm also not saying that Mike White is the starting quarterback of this team. But if you put Zach Wilson out there and if you put Mike White out there, same thing. I don't see it changing.
Okay. So you're still okay with Mike White. You didn't learn anything. I think my whole take there is with Mike White, we had this whole, QB controversy, quote unquote, on the back page of the New York Post. The coaching staff let him kind of go out and burn out there against the Bills. Like you said, it was going to be a rout no matter what. And now there's no more controversy. You're going to let Zach Wilson sit another week. And we're going to get Flacco in there. But before we get into Flacco, let me get your thoughts on Saleh versus Ryan. Because like you said, I mean, we look bad out there. We look incompetent from the bottom up. So, and when you talk about why that's the case, that's on the coach. So my question to you is, do you think the criticism that Ryan had on Saleh is fair? And what do you think about him just like always, comparing himself to the Jets coach no matter what? I don't know. He wanted Todd Bowles back though, so I don't know. He just says things.
My thing about Rex Ryan is I think there were some valid points, but I also think most of it was just BS. Personally, I think he always has some way to insert himself into a conversation.
Exactly.
To always talk about himself.
Yeah.
Okay, like, is it true that it's on Saleh to be better at coaching? Yeah, no duh. Like, Saleh has to come out here and do a better job as a defensive coach.
And not drop 40. I gotta get 45 dropped on them and maybe get more than 2 wins.
You can't have a team consistently go out there for like through 4 or 5 weeks in a row, drop 30 plus on you, and then say, I'm a defensive coach. And we're so used to seeing this explosive guy out in San Fran, and now he's just a little bit more mild-mannered on the sideline. I agree with that. What I don't disagree with is Rex Ryan saying that he had guys that were injured. Okay? Let me tell you something. And you know this too. This man comes in here, had prospects drafted by Tannenbaum and Mangini. He had Darrelle Revis, one of the best shutdown corners any side in the NFL. Then what happens? We also get Cromartie. Oh my goodness. Talk about having two of the best corners in the NFL. And then on top of that, let's talk about the front seven. You have Calvin Pace. You got Bart Scott. You got David Harris. Man. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, you got Sione Pua on that team. You got Mike DeVito. Hold on. Who are your safeties? Jim Leonard, Eric Smith. He had a squad. Do not compare this. Do not compare this defense to that defense. Do not say that you had nothing and you're trying to get give me a goddamn break, bro. Stop. This man had everything. That's why he went back-to-back AFC championships. We had the top 5 defense 2 years in a row. Don't tell me that Saleh has the same thing. It's not even the same stratosphere. Okay. It's not even the same solar system.
Yeah, you're right.
Get out of here. This dude just loves to bring up himself and talk about himself. And that's what I get out of this. Okay. If Saleh has his front seven can't stop a legit nosebleed, as Bart Scott would say. And then we were looking at our safeties. We lost Marcus May. Ashton Davis is not even can't even sniff the jockstrap of Jim Leonard or Eric Smith. Okay. Can't. And then we're going to compare Bryce Hall. We're going to compare Brandon Eccles to Cromartie and what? Come on.
Okay. That's fine. Okay. That's fine. So you think it's nonsense? And it probably is. It was on TV and, it got blown over. To be honest with you, I love how Saleh handled it. I like that.
I love it.
Yeah. He handled
him and his brother, bro.
He's handling the New York media really well. He's handling, what looks like total incompetence on the outside looking in. I don't think it's that bad personally. I think he's handling it well on the internal too, keeping them engaged. I think the team, is still buying into him. And I also think he's just he knows where to find me. He's all set there. I think he took care of all 3 facets of the game on that aspect. So I'm happy with Saleh there. But we alluded to it, and let's get into your thoughts about this week, and of course the question of it all: is Joe Flacco still elite? All right, but before we get into that, let's take a short break from our sponsors.
I gotta go on this defense one more time because this is just stupid, dude.
We'll get into the Dolphins part.
Oh my god. No. Even for Rex Ryan, I just want to touch on that one more time. I'm just doing a quick look up.
You want to touch on it when we start getting into the Dolphins? We'll talk about Flacco, and then we'll talk about the defense. And you'd be like, by the way, with the defense, or you want to start off with it?
I'll start off with it right now. I'll just start off with it and just get over with at the beginning.
All right, so bring us in.
All right, guys, and we're back. Hey, John, so during our break, man, I had to go on Pro Football Reference and just look up this defense that Rex Ryan had in his last year with the New York Jets to see what defense that this man had before he got out of here. All right. And we had Demario Davis, he had Sheldon Richardson, he had Wilkerson, David Harris, still like Calvin Pace on this team.
Double Calvin Pace. Damn.
What do we I can't do this, man. I really can't do a guy. I can't pause. I cannot deal with a guy who is coming out here saying he had nothing. And then in his last season is granted, terrible season, but still he had guys that he could have used. Did he coach him up? No. I just had to get that off my chest.
You just want to name more names? All right. All right. So let's get into Joe Flacco versus the Miami Dolphins this week. We have Flacco, who has been with the team now for almost feels like a month. Even though he just started really getting those first team reps in. We have Zach Wilson in the scout team We have Mike White practicing his way to career backup, probably scouting his next destination. That's the reality of the QB room at the moment. And we're going up against the Dolphins, who are off a week and a half mini bye after beating the Baltimore Ravens, an AFC favorite in the NFL. So, wacky things happen in the NFL, but the Dolphins, the past 2 games, have been looking pretty good. Even their losses, the past couple of games have been looking okay. Their defense has been good, something that we haven't been able to show up. We haven't been able to put up on any side of the ball. So let's start with the offense. How do you think Flacco's going to do against this Dolphins team who, going back and rewatching those games, they were definitely ready for the run of the Ravens. But more than that, they've been running this full out blitz. They just blitz more than anyone. And I think that's part of the reason that Mike White's not starting this week. I think we're a little bit nervous about how they would disguise blitzes or honestly just kill him and how he wouldn't be able to handle it. At least Joe Flacco's a veteran. We joke around, is Joe Flacco elite? Super Bowl MVP Joe Flacco. He knows, he at least knows what he's looking at. You know what I mean? And you're talking about competence. That's what Coach Saleh needs this week. He needs someone who knows what he's looking at. And I think Flacco's that guy. And against this all-out blitz, they look like your little cousin playing Madden out there, right? They're just like running the ball with Tua, like doing these like little weird screens, like running engage 8, like just like straight up like no safeties.
Engage 8.
Just blitzing, bro. I'm telling you, that's what it looks like, man. They were at Lamar Jackson. It was almost like, I don't know. When I was just watching the last couple of games, it was almost like, when you're playing pickup basketball and the other team is like going just like super hard on defense. So obviously they're killing you because like you're just trying to like play pickup basketball and they're just like going man hard. Like that's what the Dolphins look like. They're just like people just like trying to run plays and just like blitzing. Like, all right, man. Like, and they're just like not recovering from that. I don't know. That's just how I've been seeing it. So what do you think about Flacco running this offense against this, I guess, new and improved Miami defense, man?
I think with Flacco, right, if we're going to start with the offense and how Flacco is going to maneuver this Miami defense, one, is he prepared this time? Do we finally have a backup that is actually prepared? And is he's
at a
prepared?
month, bro.
Okay. As long as he's prepared this
bro,
time.
If I hear another story like that, I'm going to go bananas. I'm honestly going to go bananas.
So I think it all starts off with, is Flacco, I have to wonder if Flacco is actually going to fit in this system that Mike LaFleur likes to run, because it's a lot of quick passes. And Joe Flacco is not necessarily one for quick passes. When he was on the Ravens and most other teams, it's usually a long, elaborate, drawn out play that usually gets ran, right? Even with Adam Gase, even though Adam Gase did a lot of check down stuff with Sam Darnold, when we had the stints with Joe Flacco last season, Joe Flacco was able to push.
Think about how bad that sounds, by the way. Adam Gase, Sam Darnold at this point, at this juncture of our lives. Think about how terrible that sounds. But
gross.
Continue.
Absolutely gross. But getting back on track, if we think about what Joe Flacco did last season with the horrendous offense that we still had, he was able to push the ball downfield, able to do a little bit more intermediate routes. He was able to do a lot more than Sam was last season, even though the offense was still less. And I think one part of it is because Flacco's been in the league for so long that he's played on various different teams, whether the offensive line is good or not. So he knows the reads and just how to adjust, which I'm expecting to translate into this game as well. So he'll be able to adjust, because our line, even though it's gotten better, especially on the left side, we still look at McGovern and GVR as the weakest part of this line. And since he's also been on this team and he knows those two guys, I think he'll be able to adjust and know that he's going to have to get the ball out a little bit quicker, depending on the situation. When it
comes to the left side, Mekhi Becton not looking like he's coming back this year.
Honestly, just let the dude rest. He's a big man with a foot injury. We're not going anywhere. Might as well get the best pick at this point. Just develop our guys. What's the point? Like maybe you get him like a few games in at the end of the season if he's feeling good. No, that's what I'm saying. Maybe. I'm not writing anything off. But at this point, you want him to be good and healthy for the rest of his career. And for a season that's just pointless, especially since he had, as everyone touts, a Hall of Fame first year season, I'm sure he can bounce back and be ready for next season. But getting back to Flacco, the next part is, will he have the connection with the receivers? Does he have the timing? I think that's where it's going to get a little bit more dicey, because the only one that he really knows is Jamison Crowder and maybe Braxton Berrios from last season. Elijah Moore wasn't on this team.
I don't think
Cole
you can compare any of that stuff. It's a whole. I don't even the rapport with those guys. It's a whole new system. I feel like that's like completely out the window. Like I feel like it's on a new slate with everyone.
Yeah, I think to a certain degree. Like when we talk about Berrios and Crowder, though, as a quarterback, you still know their capabilities and their athleticism and what they can and can't do. Mm-hmm. So there's some repertoire, some familiarity with that. But still, once again, to your point, it's not like Flacco didn't play a lot last season. It's not that he has.
He wasn't even prepared, bro. He didn't look at the playbook.
That's what I'm saying. So it'll be interesting. I mean, he's a veteran. At this point, I'm expecting an advanced game manager out of him. Like he should be able to make the easy throws. I think the timing with a little bit more nuanced and complex plays or pushing it down deep will be a little bit more dicey. But I'm not expecting a lot out of Joe Flacco this weekend. Honestly, if I had to put up a number, if he gave me 250 yards and 1 touchdown, I think that's in the line of what we're going to get from Mr. Joe Flacco. If we get anything more than that,
17 points, like a running touchdown and a field goal.
Yeah, I think we're going to get Michael Carter involved more so. I think if he gets a lot of yards, it's probably swing passes to either Michael Carter or Ty Johnson, and they're out in space getting up a lot of chunk yardage, or even getting out to Elijah Moore and Braxton Berrios or Jamison Crowder. That's how it's going to have to happen. It's going to be more yak than him actually pushing the ball and finding guys further down the field. I could see him really staying comfortable with a lot of underneath routes, just because when you start pushing it down the field, that's more of a familiarity with your receiver.
But that's the whole thing with Mike White, where he couldn't throw more than 3 yards, right? So with Flacco, he could actually stretch the field. So there's a little bit of that too. He also likes to stay in the pocket, which is why Mike White was striving and why that was like one of the big complaints about Wilson. So, Flacco could thrive there. So I'm excited to see what happens. I have no expectations, except that for some weird reason, man, I feel like we're going to do really well this game. But
I agree. This is this week, man, where everyone's just down. It's the same feeling when Mike White came in against the Bengals. We're like,
it feels exactly like this week, man. And we're home again. It feels exactly like it.
And that's when the Jets come to shine. It is exactly when the Jets come to shine, win a game, and it's against the Miami Dolphins. And you spoke about their defense. Their defense has been pretty good. I mean, it's Flores. He was defensive guy out in New England. You expect the defense to be good. Defense was good last season. They kept most of the same guys from last season into this year. I don't see that it's not a fall for them. Their issue, right? It's honestly their struggles is the same thing with the Jets. Was all offense. Tua isn't pushing the ball, so when you have their defense on the field for most of the game, they get gassed, and then people can just take advantage of them.
They suck. Tua sucks. You heard it here first. Tua stinks. The Dolphins stink. We better beat this team. The only problem is Gesicki. He's gonna have a bazillion points. Flipping it over to the other side here, where how the Dolphins gonna beat us? They're just gonna, throw it to Gesicki 150 times. Waddle's gonna get behind us because we have no safeties, and we're gonna call it a day. However, the Jets cornerbacks have been playing so well. I know you kind of poo-pooed Eccles, but you saw what happened when Eccles came out. However, Goodry is good. I mean, he was playing Stephon Diggs. What are you going to do with the potential the right now league favorite week 11 NFL MVP Josh Allen? Like with the stout defense, like it's tough, but anyway, Michael Nania tweeted today that Michael Carter II is 6th of cornerbacks with the most coverage snaps without allowing a single touchdown this year. He's up there with Tre'Davious White, Casey Hayward, Denzel Ward, pretty good cornerbacks. And no one even talks about Michael Carter, right? Because we're worried about Bryce Hall, who's been playing pretty well. Again, Eccles. I'm pretty happy about the corners. And again, I don't know what the hell we're going to do with safety, dude. I watched the All 22 just for fun just to see how open Dawson Knox was, and it annoyed me so much I didn't even want to like cut it. Like it just bothered me so much how open he was, but I don't even know how we're gonna solve it. But obviously, if it's bothering me, I can't imagine what Salah was doing during those tape reviews. He's obviously gonna fix it, man, and that's the motivation. Like at the end of the day, how much better are the Dolphins than the Jets? Right? The line right now is 3.5, which means they're technically 6 points or 6.5. There's going to be a lot of Dolphins fans in MetLife. So there's no really home field there anyway. We have Joe Flacco. So if he goes 3 and out 2 times and we're down 17-0 as usual, or anything close to that, we're going to get booed out of the stadium. So I think that's Salah's going to have to keep the heartbeat of this team from the go. And it's going to start with the defense. And I hope they defer it if we get the coin toss, which you hate. And we need to set the tone, man. Mosley's going to set the tone. Every time he has an off game, he comes back and he has a great game. Gerard Davis doesn't want to be embarrassed on film. He's in a contract year as well. John Franklin Myers is going to come through, and I think we're gonna have a really, really good defensive game. And Joe Flacco is not going to be terrible. But if we're asking Joe Flacco to come back, he's going to throw 4 interceptions. So it all starts with the defense.
It all starts with the defense. Do we know who's starting at quarterback this week for the
Tua.
Dolphins? It is Tua? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I expect our defense to actually have a bounce back game against the Dolphins. I think there's no – yeah, I mean, the running back, Gesicki.
Oh, the tight end. That's the tight end.
The tight end. What was it?
Gaskin?
Gaskin. Darn, so similar. Freaking similar names. Yeah, geez, really throwing me off.
He's going to get a touchdown. Gesicki's going to get a touchdown.
Yeah, Gesicki will get a touchdown. I think Gaskin will get a touchdown this game.
Yep. We just need Waddle to not score. I'm not sure Devontae Parker's playing.
No, he's not. He's not playing. So I think this is a good bounce back game for our defense, especially, for the up front. This is a chance where you could take advantage of a young quarterback who doesn't really have full grasp of the offense, really understand what they're doing out on the field in general. So this should be a bounce back game for them. The secondary, I expect our corners, as you keep pointing out, to do really well. It just comes down to our safeties. Do we get the protection over the top? Because if anyone can get behind us, then just one lucky pass can just set us.
And who has it? Well, lucky what? What do you mean lucky, bro? We've been down 35. People jump, like you said on last episode, like 35, 35, 45, 35. Like, what are you talking about? Lucky, bro?
No, because here's the thing. It's not luck with the quarterback. It's not luck with Josh Allen. It's not luck with any of the quarterbacks we just played. This is Tua, all right? So that would be lucky. That's where the luck comes in.
All right.
We're not talking about Joe Burrow win this week.
We better win this week. I don't care what anyone says. Absolutely. I don't care about tank mode. I don't care if I'm still not done with this year. All right, Alex? I'm not done with this year, man. I'm still going. I'm still ready for a W this week. And when Zach Wilson comes back, I'm going to be ready for a W then too. So I'm still not done. And I still have some games circled on our schedule. We have the Eagles coming up. We have to beat the Philadelphia curse. The Knicks did it. We need the Jets to do it. We just need to start exercising some demons, man. That's the only way we could start transferring into a whole new world. Listen, dude. Listen to me right here, Alex. Okay. If we end Tom Brady's career at MetLife right after Christmas, nothing would make me happier.
Oh my God, that'd be beautiful.
Okay, be beautiful. We brought him into this world. We take him out right before the thing that he wants the most, another playoff run, another ring. Just that he needs it so bad. Just takes shots at us all the time, but we all know he's going to win by 45. But anyway, that game is still circled on my calendar. So I'm not done with this season, man. I'm not going to be done for a while. I'm still in. I still want this win. If we lose this game,
locked in. I love it.
If we lose this game, we're going to bring in Zach Wilson. I'm going to want Zach Wilson to win at least the first game. But then we're going to have the Eagles coming up after. So I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be in for at least the next couple weeks, like 2-3 weeks, and then we have Tampa coming up right around Christmas. So I'm still in here, man. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rock.
All right. And I was just, it's funny. I was thinking about last year when we did when we faced the Dolphins, and it was the first time. I was like, why was I so angry? Because like we kept talking about tight ends just getting beat on us. I was like, I just remember discussing one tight end that bothered me. It was Durham Smythe.
Yeah, anyone could score on us. Any tight end,
Like,
any running back could catch out of the backfield. They could score on us. And it's really sad, honestly, at this point.
That was the most irritating.
We're gonna win this week, man. I really feel it in my bones. In my bones. Do you have us? What do you think the final score is gonna be?
Oh my god. I think it will be something gross. I think it's gonna be a gross game, man. I think it's gonna be
every single game this year has been gross. Of course it's gonna be gross.
Well, not every game has been gross. The Titans game wasn't gross, and the Bengals game wasn't gross. Most of the games were gross.
The Bengals game, I don't think I've ever been. That game felt like game one of the Knicks season.
Yeah,
that's what it really felt like. The Celtics game, like I don't know, it was wild.
Okay, I can see that because it's like magical hope, a lot of emotions flying everywhere. Yeah, I can get behind that. I think this game will end something stupid. Why do I feel like it's like 16-13 Jets?
We're gonna win the game, 16-13.
Yeah. Right. I think it's gonna be something stupid. I think I don't, like I said, I don't think Joe Flacco is gonna have that much.
That's such a Berman score.
Yeah, I just don't think it'll be. I'm projecting like something stupid, like a missed kick, like a missed extra point or something like that in there. Just because like this game's gonna be. It's
by Tyler.
Man. It's gonna be,
by who? By Brass or by Amendola?
Oh, it's by Amendola.
Of course.
Come on, man.
Dude,
we're still winning. We're still winning.
All right. I got to get this off my chest because if you made it here, you're a diehard Jets fan. That punter, dude, coming out of what was it? SC? Yo. He's a beast.
You don't like your boy Brandon Mann?
No, that's what I do. That's what I was saying. I don't like Brandon Mann, but just saying. That punter from college right now, setting records. He's a beast.
Okay. You want a little fun stat before we wrap up and get out of here?
Yep.
All right. What do you think the career record?
SD.
Gotcha. What do you think the career record is, wins and losses and ties, between the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins?
You love this. I have no idea. Let's say I'll put the Jets 2 games over 500 on them, but I know it's probably 6 games under. What do you got?
It's actually neither.
Oh, what do you got?
55, 1.
Oh, exactly 500. Wow.
Yep, with nice. One tie, baby.
I wasn't sure if that was the record with them or that was like our Bills record. I knew there was one team where we're always just about even with.
It is the Miami Dolphins. We are very much.
Okay. I mean, we both suck, so I believe it. But that's all I got for the Jets, man. I'm ready for a 17-10 or 17-13 win. Take the under. This game stinks. Poop fecta. Just
poop fecta, he says.
It's going to be 3-7. We're going to be the 3-7 Jets fighting for that 3rd spot. We'll see what happens.
All right. Yeah. I think we win. It's gonna be, like we said, it's gonna be a gross game. All right.
I'm ready to go though. I'm gonna be pumped up. I'm gonna be pumped up on Sunday. It's just hard to get up for this team right now. But if they come out ready to play, I'm gonna be ready to go. But if they come out like last week, like
what is it right now? What is it right now with the New York Knicks and the New York Jets and everyone looking just tired out of it on the field or on the court?
They just stink, man. They just stink. It's all right. We'll get there. We're turning around.
Knicks got more hope right now than the Jets. Jets season's
everybody on earth has more hope than the Jets, but we're gonna win this week, baby. Let's go. Let's give those positive vibes.
Greg, Raisi, Chris, we all got more hope than the Jets and the Knicks.
Anybody has more hope than the Jets, man.
My cats.
Kristaps Porzingis has more hope than the Jets.
All right. And on that note, thank you everyone for tuning in for another Jets episode of the Knicks Jets Etc. podcast. Please make sure to give us a 5-star review and to leave us a comment if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts. If you don't listen to us on Apple Podcasts, it's okay because we're on Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, Alexa, Stitcher, you name it, we're there.
We are there.
On top of that, please make sure to go to our YouTube channel, Knicks Jets Etc. Obviously, there's some comments in there. And please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit the like button if you're watching this video or any other video for that matter, and hit that notification bell. While you're there, also check out Winning Picks Weekly. John and Greg do some gambling. They got a podcast, Winning Picks Weekly, as I just said. They do NFL. They go down the entire slate every week. They're getting into the NBA. All right, so make sure to get your bets in over there and go listen to them, listen to their insight. And last but not least, please make sure to follow us on all social media platforms. We're on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. All right. Interact with us. We like talking. We like to talk to you guys. We like talking sports. It's a lot of fun. All right, everyone. We'll catch you later next week after the
we'll catch you for the Jets reaction when we beat the Dolphins, baby. Let's go.
Let's go
Jets.